What jobs are 99.9% safe from I making it obsolete? Wiping old people's ut's in nursing homes. Guaranteed job for life. Edit. Sorry people. Obviously many of you have never worked in aged care or had any idea how difficult it is. A bit it just isn't going to cut it. I install elevators for a living. We are so far away from building any machine that has all the physical abilities to get it done, and just as far from making I that has the wits it takes to figure out how to even do it. Construction on sites in general, it involves a lot of figuring it out and working with what you have. I'm a builder in a small town, and a lot of our work is remodels, old hacked-together houses that we have to somehow incorporate into a nice-looking and functional, finished product. As in, to give one example, that existing floor is not level, but the new door or window going in the wall above it must be level. Therefore, the trim facing surrounding this has to be adjusted enough to look good, which can be done. But it relies so much on the subjective. Just got home from our current clusterfuck, and I just can't imagine the type of eye it would take to connect the dots on the stuff I do. Lieutenant Commander Data with a tool bag. I'm an aircraft mechanic. I don't see I crawling its non-existent ass into the belly of an airplane anytime soon. One way this can go is they hire a minimally trained tool user who crawls into the belly of an airplane with a camera, and the eye looks things over, tells them what to do, and watches to ensure they do it right. Then the company fires all the highly trained mechanics. This is basically what will be implemented in foreseeable future in construction and building maintenance. A guy with smart glasses who will be remotely guided by professional from home, company office, different country, or I to do certain tasks, with glasses creating digital layer over reality that will guide the worker to do whatever tasks necessary. Trade jobs: plumbing, electricians, painters, etc. 3 years ago, we would have said writers and artists. As an artist, when I saw DALL-E 2, I was dumbfounded. I knew it was gonna be over for everyone sooner or later. I just expected it to take about 10 to 15 years, not 2 to 3 as I now expect. Card game companies laid people off and published AI-created cards soon after. There's some analysis of the cards online. The one I saw was Wizard of the Lost Coast trading cards being called out. What people don't seem to understand is that even if your job is the only one I can't do, it's going to quickly become saturated by all the people AI has left unemployed. No job will be completely insulated from it. Teacher. Especially for younger kids. Parents want their kids learning from a human because there's important social aspects they must learn. Counseling people who have lost their jobs to AI. Depends on what you mean by AI. If you mean the current generative AI models out there, then most jobs are reasonably safe. Generative AI is kinda shit at thinking for itself and making good decisions. Future Gen AI, AGI, will practically be able to replace any job, as it doesn't need training data. It's able to figure shit out on its own. Fortunately, regardless of what experts say, we're nowhere close to AGI. Here's a thought. Let the eyes have all the jobs. Let's focus on our hobbies, each other, academia, the arts, science, and enjoying life. I love the idea, but let's be real. The ownership class does not care about mankind. I think most jobs are safe, which is an unpopular opinion. AI-generated content is mediocre at best. And the PR nightmare that follows getting called out on it is a dumpster fire. Maybe in 10 to 20 years, this concept of job security can be revisited, but right now, AI just is quite subpar at delivery in non-ideal environment. Any job that requires a license, an AI bot can't represent you in court or give legal advice, give you medical advice, nor will it likely take away jobs in trade sectors like electricians, plumbing, landscaping, painting, etc. The medical advice thing is false. There are AI services that assist doctors already out in the market. AI programmers can't have the AI in charge of programming themselves, now can we? Someone has to be around to pull the plug, hit the kill switch. Teacher. Sorry, but if COVID has taught us anything, it's the need for a real person standing in front of these kids. As a teacher for the last 22 years, I can tell you that these kids are damaged from remote learning. Turns out much of my job is getting kids to be present in the moment, not distracted by the window or the kid next to them. Not the phones, but the material in front of them. Phones and the internet are making it harder, but they need human beings to guide them and train them to gain intellectual endurance. I will never replace us. Maintenance electrician here. My job is, there is a new task every day. Nothing of it follows any sort of standard procedure, at least for an AI. It would first need to have a fully functioning body that can work without electricity in tight areas before it could even begin to replace me. And at that point we are either having a big war or universal basic income. Regulated professions. If you need a license to do the job, like a lawyer, doctor, architect, or CPA, it cannot legally be automated, and these groups tend to be pretty influential in politics, so they can keep those barriers to entry up. Not just that, but imagine if lawyers were AI. Would judges be AI? Do we just have 3 robots administering justice? It's absurd. Never going to happen, at least not anytime soon. CPA would be one of the easiest jobs to automate. Tax law, while convoluted, is just an unending list of conditions that a computer would excel at parsing. Step 1. Ingest and sort all documents based on type, form. Step 2. Ensure the highest rate of return that has all tax rules pass. Step 3. Inform user and government of decisions, amounts, and let user/government submit additional documents if required. Hell, it could even suggest exceptions that the user did not know about. But statements, receipts suggest could be removed from taxable income. Clergy. And I cannot replace an ordained person as far as religion is concerned. There's an AI Jesus on Twitch already. I will be the new God. And this one actually answer. CEO. Executives. They're the ones replacing everyone else with AI while they reap the benefits and relax. Sex work. We've had robot sex parts for years and human sex workers still have customers. Pilot probably. I has been flying planes for years, though we still need pilots because we just don't and can't trust computers with all those lives like that. There's no LLM style AI in any cockpit, anywhere, save maybe some military drone. Airplanes function on surprisingly old tech because it must be as close to 100% robust as possible. But I agree, no one's trusting an AI when a random door blows out of the side of the plane and a PAX tells the crew the wing is coming apart. I'm sorry Dave, the wing is fine. Isn't most commercial piloting pretty much automated already for the pilot? ARC pilots really serve more as a supervisor nowadays. Politicians. I would actually achieve something so people wouldn't have anything to complain about, so they would demand the AI be removed. Most politicians could be replaced with pop parts and no significant change. Nothing. Every job is at risk, just on different time scales. If you asked this question 5 years ago, people said artists. That went out the window pretty quick. Next is manual labor, then programming, then sciences, and finally politics. Engineers. Even when we have AI robot workers, someone will still need to fix the robots. Not if you've made robots to fix the robots. I think any job with technical knowledge can easily be replaced by an AI. A lot of people here are missing how it takes jobs. Yeah, you're always going to need a guy to crawl into whatever space. But once a computer can do 80% of the job, one skilled worker will be doing the work 5 people used to get paid to do. The problem I think you're going to see is that the jobs I will impact can now include very smart people. Smart people will then have to look for other jobs or be underemployed. That will squeeze the lower education jobs harder as very smart people flood them. And there are just less jobs available. Your exact job may be safe for a while, but that job be needed as employment declines. And do you really think a person who is smart enough to be a doctor can figure out how to be a plumber when left no option? We're in for wild times. Attorney. There are some things even I won't do. You're looking at it the wrong way. Of course there will always be attorneys, but the research work done by 200 firm employees now will only need a dozen. I assisted people in a few years. Nothing. On a long enough time scale, everything will be impacted. But that doesn't mean new opportunities won't evolve. It's just another technology, albeit a powerful one. After all, painters didn't go away when cameras were invented, and farmers didn't go away when the tractor was invented. A fine dining chef, cook, sure, you could make a robot that throws ingredients together in a pan, and perhaps even beautifully plate it, but they lack the ability to taste. A cook needs to taste their food to make sure it tastes the way it's supposed to. Also, we use our ability to smell to reveal if certain foods have gone bad, rancid, rotten. If a human open a tub of chicken, and it smells sour and rotten, you throw it out. Robots can't smell, so might serve rotten food. Piloting any kind of craft boat, plane, car, bus, tractor, etc. will be safe for decades. For example, people who think self-driving cars are right around the corner seem to forget three things. Self-driving cars are expensive. Driving conditions in most parts of the world are terrible. No clear markings of roads or lanes or signs, snow, ice. Very little rules of the road, so self-driving cars would always be cut off and bullied by human drivers, and no one would let them merge or drive normally, etc. etc. So they'd take forever to get to their destination if they drove by the book, and thus not be competitive. And most importantly, insurance dictates most of what can and can't be done in the U.S. e.g. the first time a Tesla truck or AI-driven city bus runs over a group of school children, the whole timeline will get set back a decade due to nobody willing to insure these things and the regulations that accompany that. I don't think I will ever be trustworthy enough to take a lot of jobs honestly. Nothing is safe. It'll be a domino effect. Actors don't need to film, so tradespeople aren't needed to build sets. People lose jobs and can't afford simple things like Starbucks. Psychologist. Even if you assume that models will be able to become as personable and effective as a good human psychologist, spoiler alert, they won't. People are still going to gravitate towards wanting an actual person who has had actual experiences to talk to. The illusion of empathy may work for some people, but overall people are going to prefer to speak with humans and will pay to do it. While AI models will certainly attract a lot of people and will be effective for many, the demand for psychological services is so high and will remain that way, such that a decent accredited psychologist will be in demand. My money is on CEOs. They make the decisions, so they'll replace everybody but themselves. Criminal endeavors like drug running and hitmen. Other than that, nothing. The only reason the former are safe is because no one who wants to rob a bank will use AI to do it. No firms are making illegal assassin bots. Anything licit, anything can be replaced with AI in the long run, including sex work. I take that back. There is one job that I won't take because there will be no demand for it. And that's the clergy and church employment. Thanks for watching. Share your stories in the comments.